Good afternoon. Welcome. It is Monday, September 4th. It's Labor Day here in the United States. And I've been working hard to come up with something to show you today. So let me know if you are here. And again, welcome. Oh goodness, this has been, as I always say when I start off, it's been a crazy, crazy day. And it could be because we have holiday and cookouts and family gatherings. We might not have a lot of people today. Shirley's here. Welcome. Hi. Thank you. Excuse me. So if you are catching this on the replay, thank you. Welcome. And please subscribe to my channel. And let's see which buttons to push. And I always preview it by saying I sometimes get a bad connection and not sure if it's going to stay in the blue zone, as I put it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And not sure if you saw the preview, but I am revisiting something that I did a few weeks ago that I was drawn back to because I keep seeing sunflowers in all of the garden shops. We still have a lot of those open here, selling late season produce and good Ohio corn, which we've had the last couple of nights. It is just delicious. They have all these wonderful flowers, just gorgeous. So I've been drawn again to the, that I showed a few weeks ago, the Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks. So if you saw this before and you've seen it, do hang around. I have something a little bit different to show you. There is a snowflake one in here. I'm not ready to think about snowflakes just yet. So, excuse me, let me grab a little sip of water here. Let me know if it's hot where you are. I believe it's about 90 degrees outside. So we are getting our, again, late season heat wave in this part of the country. Oh, I've got things all over the place. Okay. Anyway, this Abundant Beauty does focus on this gorgeous set of flowers with a sunflower, the leaves that go with it, the centers, and the detail part of the center. And these are numbered 4, 3, 2, 1, with a little notch up here in the corner so that you can line them up easily. What I'm doing today, though, is cutting these out and doing some fussy cutting. Some of it I've already done for you. And I think I forgot to press the button to show you what I was actually doing here. So let's do that again. Okay. Here we go. The sunflower, number 1. The leaves, number 2. The centers, number 3, and the detail part, number 4. So we've got 4, 3, 2, 1. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. And there's a little notch up here in the corner to help you line them up if you're not going to do any cutting. So I'm going to do some cutting, and I'm also going to use this mask this time, which I did not use the last time, and this is this amazing herringbone pattern. Let's put this on a piece of black so that you can see that a little bit better. So here's the herringbone. It has, once I started playing around with it yesterday, I was just so taken with how much fun it is and how it looks. Sometimes you don't want you don't think you want to mix patterns and, you know, stripes and things like that, but the herringbone goes well. And then I do have a sample to show you that I used with the leaves, and I like that one a lot too, but I still wanted to kind of focus on the sunflowers. So I do have some samples to show at the end. So let's get started first of all with this herringbone and my color combination. I did some research, and I don't know if you knew this, but sunflowers are not always yellow. In fact, I found one, let's put this on this little piece of black here, that is called Chianti, like a deep red wine. So those are gorgeous. And I had a few of those cut out. But I went back to my color combination that I started playing with yesterday, and that is Calypso Coral, Cajun Craze, and Cherry Cobbler. And when I was researching the colors of sunflowers, I saw a lot with these here, not just the bright yellow that we typically see. So I thought I would step outside the box a little bit today and do something a little bit different and see if you like it. So as I said, I do have some things already cut out, but I will go through the process. Okay, let's get started with a panel that is going to go on a card base of, where'd it go? Basic black. And this is Petal Pink. And I found that I really liked Petal Pink. Let's see, I got the wrong size there. Petal Pink with the Calypso Coral and those other colors. So let's put those off to the side. So this is what I'm going to start with, herringbone. And here's another little tip for you too. If you have, and I hope you do, have a silicone mat, that helps keep your things from slipping around. So I'm going to put the silicone mat on my grid sheet. And so this would also protect your work surface or your grid sheet if you don't want to get that all inky as well. And I'm going to put this piece of Petal Pink here, and this is, I believe it's 5 1/8. It's just going to be a panel. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then that will go on the basic black that is the 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, or basically 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 in the middle. And then I have a piece of basic white to go on the inside that is 5 1/4 by 4. So let's start with this and line this up. And of course I'm using my blending brushes today. So let's line that up. You can see how stained this is. I've really been using these a lot. Okay, that looks straight. I'm going to tape that down. And I have my orange blending brush here that I will use for that. I'm going to just kind of clean that off a little bit. And before I dip into the Calypso Coral, let's see how much ink I have on here. Oh my goodness, there's quite a bit there that I can fill this in. So don't discount the fact that there is probably a lot of ink left in your brushes before you add more to your project. Now I may need to get some more there, and it doesn't have to be uniform. It can be some light and some dark, but that looks pretty darn good. I'll add a little bit more over here. And it's easy to line up. But I do want this to be pretty uniform for my background. There we go. And then I just typically take an old ugly towel that's got every color in the world on it to wipe that off until I'm ready to take them to the sink and really give them a good wash. So there's my base. Let's grab some basic white. Got some pieces cut. And I'm not going to worry so much about lining up this notch. If you were going to do a regular piece that is like 5 1/4 by 4 and line these up this way and then put the leaves on there, you would want to mark that notch so that they will line up according to the way the masks go. I'm not going to be worried about that because, as I said before, I'm going to do some fussy cutting here. And so I've got some things already cut out, but I want to go through the process with you. So we're going to start with the Calypso Coral, and now I do think I'm going to need to add some color to that with the orange. And if you have watched before when I've used the blending brushes, I have a piece of window sheet, or basically this is from one of our photopolymer stamp sets. And if you take your ink and tap it off on there, that's still good ink that you can come back and pull off, rather than putting it on, rubbing it on a piece of cardstock or your scrap paper. So I always want to tap that off first, and then just start. Maybe I need another piece of tape here to hold that down. And then just kind of start with a circular motion and rub around there. Then I can pull that ink off of there instead of going back to my ink pad. Okay, now I'm going to take some Cajun Craze and I thought I had a small blending brush here. That's got blue on it. Let's see if there's any blue on here. Nope, there's really no blue on here. So even though that has blue on there, I've washed that, I can come in here and pick up this Cajun Craze to come in on the middle here. Because I don't have this marked with anything, so it could be any color. Okay, I'm gonna tap that off there. And the small brush gives me the option of getting into a little bit smaller area. So pull that ink off of there. Ooh, that's looking pretty. Let's line it back up again. I didn't really mean to take that off of there. Okay, and now I'm going to put some cherry cobbler in there. Again, going in a small area there in the center to get some good deep color. And blend that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, let's wipe that off because that color is surely going to get on something. Okay, now let's take the two centers and on this one, let's see, this one comes first. This is number 3. The center of this, and for these I'm using black. And I want to make sure that there's no white showing through there. Oh, that is just stunning. And now let's take this and line that up. And I find myself not really paying attention to those notches. But it is really a good feature to have, and it's something new. Hey, Nancy, welcome. And I'm going to use black here again. Are you hot, hot, hot up there in New York, you guys? I think they said this morning we were going to get the hottest Labor Day since 2018. Of course, Labor Day is early this year. This is only the 4th. It can get later than this too. Okay, I love, love, love these. I am going to put those aside because I already have them cut out for you. So you don't have to watch me fussy cut. And I have some leaves ready to go too. These are easy, and whoa, these are so easy to fussy cut. I am using Calypso Coral, Cajun Craze, and Cherry Cobbler, and Memento Black. And my card base is Petal Pink with Calypso Coral. All right. So I have these cut out, and they probably don't look exactly what I just created, but let's see what I've got here. I have just a whole array of these little flowers. And Nancy, you weren't here to see the ones that I showed earlier that I've not made a card with yet, but this is a sunflower called Chianti, like the wine. I went and looked for all colors of sunflowers. So we've got that one, this one, and that one. Okay. And as I said, we'll show you some samples, but I am using, where did it go? The Nested Essentials dies. There it is. With this one. Let's put that away. So I decided to go through my dies. What haven't I used lately? Because I'm always using stylish shapes. Those are the go-tos. But I thought I would use this. So let's put this on here. Thank you. Get some glue here. It seems when I start creating and I'm using a color combo that I really, really like, then I can't get away from it. I keep using the same things over again. So I have all these samples with these same colors. Yes, you need to get using those stencils. I've got samples at the end. All right, let's put this on with glue. Then we'll grab some dimensionals to add those flowers there. I believe I had done a similar card a while back, so I'm kind of revisiting other things where I used this on a piece of designer paper and then added the florist, one of those florist flowers, I guess. Okay, so we're going to add that. This. Okay, let's add a sentiment here before I go on. And I'm going to use, Cajun Craze for that. And again, I'm using the So Sincere. I've used this lots. That is going to be in the Holiday Mini. Well, it's really not the Holiday Mini. It is the September to December mini catalog that will start 2 days from now. In 2 days. Finally, on the 6th of September, we can show you that pretty catalog. And I have a friend who needs a Get Well card, so I pulled out Hope You're Feeling Better Soon. There we go. Now I've already done some leaves with these using Mossy Meadow. And we're going to do some dimensionals. I did a swap that I got in the mail the other day. It was due postmarked on September 1st. So I'm very excited to see what I get back. I've not done a swap in a while. Let's put that one down here. And this one over here. Not sure I have one of those left that I sent off in the mail. I'll have to look and see. I don't know. But I gave one as a birthday card to a friend the other day at a luncheon, and somebody said, that's the prettiest card you've ever made. So I don't know about that. But anyway, I have some leaves already ready to go from the leaf part of the masks. And again, fussy cutting these out is just so easy. So I'm going to stick one of those big ones here. And you can see I've cut out something, had to flip that paper over and use it again. So nobody ever knows what's on the back of your paper. I've got another big one. Let's put that there. And maybe one of these smaller ones. I'm glad I put that sentiment on there first because I don't know where things are going to go. Okay, that's good there. All right, so that is the card. Oh, you're giving chicks fresh water. Okay. I'll bet they're drinking a lot of it with that heat. That's got to be really hard for them. And I love to add spatters with my Wink of Stella and just tap my bone folder on there, and you probably can't see it, but it gives that nice little sparkle. And that I love, love, love. Okay. And I believe we still see butterflies out and about. So let's add some butterflies to this card. Grab the Take a Pick tool. So glad those butterflies did carry over. Let's put one down here on the flower. Okay, and we have to have that odd number, so let's put one over here by the sentiment. And here's the piece that's going to go inside. So let's, I'm just going to add a leaf there. And let's get my green one, and you can move that stencil or mask, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing. Okay, actually those look like a little bit of angel wings, don't you think? And I don't have a smaller flower cut out, but if I did, I could put that there. So you can use something that is already, just use your stencil and then add a fussy cut one there. I do have one of the larger ones cut out, but I think that's a little bit too big for putting on the inside. So just giving you some other ideas and some options of what you can do with your card, whether it's on the outside or the inside. Okay, let's get some glue here. Maybe I will get another little flower ready to go on the inside of this one before I send this. Let's see, let's just do this. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and put this small one in here, but I'm gonna have to be very careful that I don't go outside of that. So I'm gonna grab a Post-it note. This is really stamping on the fly today, you guys. Let's do that there, and this is sometimes the way my brain just kind of works when I'm in a creative mode. How many times have you done something like this and it goes outside your line and then you've got a shadow on your card? Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, let's go back to this. I know there's enough ink in there. And probably enough in here too. And maybe enough here. Okay, and so you can see where the ink got on the Post-it notes, that if I hadn't put those in there. Oh, I'm sorry, Shirley. Yes, I got carried away. Thank you. And I'm not even going to put anything else on there. I'm not going to do the center or anything. Just leave it the way it is. So that's the card. Let me clean up my space here and show you the other samples that I made that I like equally as well, with different dies instead of the nested essentials. Okay, and move it out of the way. Okay, so here we go for today. And then this was my original prototype that I started with yesterday. And let's move that out of the way. And then I just kind of went crazy with those same colors and falling in love with this herringbone background. And here I use the Stylish Shapes. There is a little bow behind here, which I didn't put on this one, with one of the squares like this, and then just put it on there like that, just so you have a little bit of a different, there we go, different design. So that's where that comes from. It just adds more dimension, it adds more interest to the card if you've got something like that there. Okay, and then here is the next one, a little bit different design, again with the Stylish Shapes and a black background here. And I didn't use the large flower on this one, the middle size and 2 of the small ones, and then adding the butterflies as well, just a simple hello. Okay, and then this one is using the leaf design, which I hadn't used until now. I played around with it a little bit, but could not come up with something that I really liked. So I just took what ink was left in some of my brushes and very lightly gave some green and some of the orange there so that it wasn't too pronounced, because those parts of the leaf, where is it? Where did it go? I think I put it away. I wanted it just to be very subtle in the background. And then I used Happy Birthday from, forgot the name of that one. Say it something or other, I forget. And then I used the stencil or mask, if you will, to isolate a couple of those leaves, like this one here and this one here, and then cut them out. Here's one to show you. So you can cut them out. So that's another option to use with those. This one I also ran through the brick embossing folder, and then I think I rubbed over it just a little bit with my crumb cake brush. Again, using just the ink that might be left in those brushes. So there we go. Kind of short and simple. And maybe I need another color combination, but I just kind of fell in love with this. Calypso Coral, Cherry Cobbler, Cajun Craze, and then for the leaves, it's Mossy Meadow. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a great rest of the day. They always say that this is the last day of summer, but it's not. Yes, Nancy, that herringbone makes a great background. You could use that for so many other things besides going along with this. And we do have other masks in the catalog too, in the annual catalog. So don't forget to take a look at those. So I will see you next week. Next week is, golly, what, the 5th? What is next week? Thanks, Shirley. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks for being here. I knew it would probably not have a lot of people showing in today. Yes, stay cool, because actually I'm going to head out and go over to a friend's house and sit out on, if it's not too hot, sit out on her new patio. Let's see, today is the 4th. Next week is the 11th, I think, something like that. And we'll already be into the middle of September. And later on in September, I will be going out of town for a week or so, so I will not be doing lives. I don't know if I'll get anything pre-recorded ahead of time, but time to have some family time. So again, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of your day if you're still gonna barbecue, and stay cool. Talk to you soon. Thank you.